So, FIFA's playoff game between America and LAFC, in my eyes, is a perfect example of how no amount of money is enough to buy you a spot in the Club World Cup. Because Club América was given a second chance to qualify for the Club World Cup. Club América initially failed to qualify for this summer's tournament because they have fallen short in winning the Conca Champions. However, thanks to a TV deal between FIFA and Club América's owners, Televisa, who own channels like Univision and TUDN Deportes, there was a deal struck to air Club World Cup games in Spanish. And with that, América, through a bit of corruption and a lack of meritocracy, was miraculously given a second chance to be in the Club World Cup. Their chances were revived when they were dead. And even then, with money in TV deals and big money spent on players, Club América still lost. And to a freaking MLS team. They lost to an MLS team that struggled to create plays for most of the first 90 minutes, then miraculously forced overtime on a last-minute set play where America's players failed to cover their marks in some very, very dumb defending. This America team was simply not good enough for the Club World Cup. Simple as that. There's no excuses. The only players who played well were Chiquito Sanchez, Malagon, Javairo. Everyone else was abysmal. This team was not and is not deserving of a Club World Cup spot. Diego Valdez, who came into the game as a substitute, was so indecisive when he had the ball. Instead of taking the shot at moments where he probably could have, he paused and was looking for someone to pass the ball to. Why was Javairo Dilrosun not starting this game? He was one of the only players creating and taking shots on target. Why was Ramon Juarez not starting this game? Sebastian Cáceres' time in the game was brutal to watch. And on top of that, he got injured and was forced to be subbed off. And on top of that, it looks like America will need to look for a new right back this summer. Because Kevin Alvarez was abysmal and was getting thrashed against an aging Dennis Buanga. That's not good. As I said in my posts section, there were only 3 or 4 players who actually did well in this game. Israel Reyes, Chiquito, Malagon, Javairo. If only 4 of 11 players on the field play well, and 8 of your starting 11 underperform, guess what? You don't deserve to go to the Club World Cup. And the fact that they were given a second chance through unmeritocratic means, and they still blew it against an MLS team of all clubs, just wow. Congrats to LAFC, who played well in the extra time. They did not play good overall in the game, but fortunately for them, America played worse, and they scored in extra time. So congrats to LAFC, but, first it was Cruz Azul, who beat America on set plays and tactics. Then it was Toluca, who again, defense first, only capitalizing on set plays. And LAFC essentially copied and pasted that blue book perfectly. Club América's Achilles heel has been exposed. And a defense-first strategy, followed by set plays and chances on set plays, that's the arrow. Club América, you didn't deserve to go to the Club World Cup. They failed to play their way into it and showed they were not good enough. And they showed they weren't good enough because they aren't good enough right now. Simple as that. So, final score, 2-1. America loses the playoff match against LAFC, and with it, their hopes to play in the Club World Cup. Are officially over. Here are America's grades for this performance. Goalkeeper, B+. Malagon did concede 2 goals, but it was also the reason the game even went into overtime in the first place, as he did make 2 or 3 crucial saves in the second half. Like the rest of the team, he will likely look to try and improve his goalkeeping on corner kicks and set plays, even though neither goal was really his fault in this game. Defenders, D. Kevin Alvarez had a terrible game and was getting beat every time against Dennis Buanga on the right side. He was awful on both sides of the ball. And the goal that sent the game into extra time was a complete lack of communication defensively. Borja did an awful job defending and did not even jump or move back as the ball came into the area near where he was standing at. That was disappointing for a guy his height to not jump for that. Miguel Vázquez, who entered as a substitute, and Kevin Alvarez were also non-existent on the play. That game-tying goal that game-tying goal was absolutely preventable. And the second goal was another moment where they got humiliated by a 30-year-old Dennis Buanga. Just terrible. Midfielders, C-. Brian Rodriguez scored America's only goal of the game off a penalty, but outside of that, his minutes of play were not productive. Chiquito Sanchez was, in my opinion, the best midfielder on the field and did a good job defending and getting takeaways. However, it doesn't say much when the team had a majority ball possession and could not create quality opportunities. Jonah Dos Santos entered the game in the second half, but he showed his age and looked slower on the field. Alan Cervantes also struggled in this game and couldn't push up with the ball either when needed. Wingers, B-. Zendejas went through the motions and was able to push up with the ball, but nothing came of it, and was not really given much help by the strikers. This resulted in him forcing shots or crosses into the box, which failed miserably. Javairo came in as a substitute in the second half, and you could see the momentum of the offense change. He was fast, his ball skills were good, and he was creating chances and taking shots on goal. He should have started the game. Who knows, maybe he would have been able to carry the team on his back. But unfortunately, nobody else helped him, and not even his good performance as a substitute was enough. Forwards, F. Victor Davila and Rodrigo Aguirre were both non-existent in the game. In the biggest game of the year for America, they were both non-factors. It felt as if I was watching Henry Martin play, who is also non-existent in big games. America needs a striker, and at this point entering next year, I think they should try out a younger player and, who give Esteban Lozano more time. He's the only one that has yet to have been given much of a chance outside of the first two games of the Clausura, when America was the main team was traveling to go play Inter Miami. Head coach, F. There were some questionable decisions made by Jardine, and I think it contributed to this fracaso for America. For example, why did Jardine put Kevin Alvarez on the left side outside of his normal position? And even when Kevin Alvarez does start in his normal position of the right back spot, he's been very poor for America. Why did he not start Ramon Juarez, who is also a reliable center back who has had a good year? Why not play Dagoberto Espinosa on the right side when he has been good in times filling in for injured and out of form players like Kevin Alvarez, who is out of form right now? And his substitution prior to the game-tying corner kick goal was a terrible decision, as the players entering the game had no clue who they were supposed to cover, resulting in some terrible defending. I am not saying they should fire Andre Jardine, but I think it is fair to criticize him and say that this was a bad coaching day for him, and his worst loss in his 2-year tenure so far. Congrats to LAFC, while they were not too deserving of this opportunity to go to the Club World Cup either. First, because they didn't play much better, and second because it should have been either Leon or Alajuelense under FIFA original rules that should have had this spot. LAFC, their chances were revived as well. They still capitalized on the chance. LAFC underwhelmed, but America played even worse. And with it, Los Angeles will have a team in the Summer Club World Cup tournament and get some big prize money out of it. As for America, F grade overall. This is easily the worst fracaso in their history. Now the question will be, how will they bounce back from this? We'll find out in about a month or so when the Campeón de Campeones match against Toluca is played at Dignity Health Park in Los Angeles. We'll find out.